You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
And good afternoon. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And what a beautiful day it is today. Anyway, we have a special guest. Her name, you will recognize her name because most of our listeners are members or friends of their members or just peeps that have tagged along for the ride and they're fans. This is Elizabeth Strauss. Elizabeth Strauss is with Bee Organized, which soon will change.
Yes.
Its name. But Elizabeth, thank you for being on the program.
Well, thank you for having me.
So, all right. So, before we talk to Elizabeth about all the things that she does and how she helps organizations and people and houses and homes and all, we'd like to tell you a little bit about the Chamber, a little bit about what we're doing this week, because this is a very, very busy week. We have 10 events this week. And we started already today. We had lunch at Spring Creek Barbecue. We had about 40 people there today. And you were there, Elizabeth.
Yeah, it was the full house.
Yeah, but that's generally how it's either full house or fuller house. You know, like today was full, but in general we get even more people to that event because the Woodlands gets a lot of people. It just a lot of folks come up here to do business. You know, so we have events also in Vintage Park, in Katy, in Galleria, Humble, Spring, and so forth. But this is by far the biggest event we do every week. So these are weekly events, and basically what it is, just it's networking. It's hopefully it's facilitated networking, and that we actually do poke people in the side and say, okay, if you know somebody, you are hereby required to recommend that person now. You know, I'm not sure how it works, but I feel better about myself when I do things like that than when I let people just kind of ignore each other, you know, or try to sell to each other. Anyway, so that was today. Did you enjoy yourself today, Elizabeth?
I'm sorry?
Did you enjoy yourself today at the meeting?
It was wonderful.
Did you eat?
I did, yeah.
You like Spring Creek barbecue?
They have good barbecue.
They do. And you know, after we eat 2 or 3 times a week at the same place, well, by Thursday or Friday, I'm barbecued out, you know? So basically on the weekend, I just eat fish.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, just try not to eat anything that has to do with beef or, anyway. So that's Spring Creek Barbecue today. Tomorrow, we're at a place called Abuelo's Mexican Restaurant. Actually, no, I shouldn't. Let me back up. Tonight, we have 2 big events. The big event, one of them is at La Trattoria Toscano on Research Forest. There's an event, Latinas Without Borders. Latinas Without Borders is our special interest women's success group for the Chamber. In essence, what they do is talk about, you know, success strategies and how women can help women, each other, be more successful. So it's a members-only event tonight. But since it's so far away from the office, we have a special event at the office tonight where Elizabeth Strauss and Bee Organized will be holding the ribbon cutting.
Yes.
And have you done this before? Have you done a ribbon cutting before, Elizabeth?
I have been a guest at many ribbon cuttings. I'm very good at sharing and being excited for the new businesses.
I know. That's actually how we got a hold of you. I mean, I remember because I saw your picture. I think it was not your picture. It was a video of you. Like, wow, that girl's so excited. I mean, because, you know, in ribbon cuttings, they always go 2 ways. And I hate the first way, and that's boring. People show up, they take a quick picture, and they don't even put out food as much as they do something fingerish and get out. You know, 20 minutes at the most, and Chamber people leave. And so you're left there as a business trying to figure out what to do next. You know? And our ribbon cuttings tend to last 2 to 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's all about the energy of the group and what's happening. So when we take pictures and do videos, it's important that people be excited, which is why we were so happy when you showed up and it seemed like you'd had a few monsters on you and you were very excited. So that's the purpose. That's the whole point. So ribbon cutting tonight at 5:30 at the Chamber office. Mm-hmm. And what special news do you have in store for us tonight, Elizabeth?
So I have a couple special pieces. We are actually changing the business name. Bee Organized has been wonderful. It turns out it has also been trademarked.
Yeah.
And since franchising is in my 10-year business plan, something I'm very excited about, we're going to go ahead and change it to something that we've trademarked now, and something that we can really grow with without a lot of red tape along the way. And I will be introducing my new business partner this evening.
Ooh, okay,
Yes,
okay.
yeah, I'm bringing in, I believe, steel sharpens steel, so two heads are better than one, and
Steel sharpens steel. I think I know where you stole that from. That's all right. Big deal.
but I think you grow bigger and better with other people, and when you
Sure.
have the right people and you can complement and grow with each other, that's a really big
As
deal.
hard as it is to find the right people.
It
so,
is.
So if you scored a good business partner, you're very lucky. Because I know all of our chamber members, a lot of them are always looking for business partners. They're always trying to figure out how to get bigger and better. It's just hard to find the right people. So all right. So tonight we're doing the ribbon cutting for Be Organized, which will change its name. You talk about names. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We used to be called the North Houston Hispanic Chamber. We also used to be called the South Houston Hispanic Chamber. And on both names, we got served, but we didn't get sued. We got cease and desist from another Hispanic Chamber of Commerce who thinks that they can actually trademark their name and keep you away from using the trade name, which is Chamber of Commerce. So they couldn't do that. We did have to, of course, relinquish other names because I didn't trademark, North Houston Hispanic Chamber just because I didn't do that. So the first question out of their lawyers, wonderful mouth was, "Are you trademarked?" And I said, "No." He goes, "Good. You need to stop." So then he started to tell me all these things. So I think what you've done, I said this to the group today, it's a very good idea. The trademark I have is the trademark of my previous company, Leaders Without Borders. So that name I did trademark. My book is the same name. My website's the same. My email, everything's Leaders Without Borders. So it helps with your branding. So is that kind of your idea also?
Yeah, and we're definitely we're excited to really, you can have the best brand in the world, but if people don't know who you are and what you do, so I think this really will help to tie all of those things
All
together.
your platforms, though, make sure that, and I'm sure you already are, because I've seen you already working on your phone. But we have 8 platforms that we use in the chamber, right? So everything from blogging to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it takes. The more platforms you use, the more value you provide to the environment, out to the world, the more known you'll become, the more valuable will be your brand. And that really does matter because we compete. I mean, I'm sure you're going to compete also with people who have multi-million-dollar budgets or who just don't care about the little people, so to speak, and we do. So anyway, all right. So that's tonight. Tomorrow, we're in Katy. So we have lunch in Katy. We get about 30 people there. I was telling the group earlier. Also in Katy, we generally get a lot more folks that are not from the United States. So here in the Woodlands, we get about 70% of the folks are from the Woodlands or the surrounding areas, mainly Anglo. About 30-40% are Hispanic or of other backgrounds. All welcome, all perfectly wonderful to have, and we love that they show up and it's just exciting. I like it when it's that way because that's the purpose. We can't be a 100% Hispanic organization. I don't think there are very many out there that are successful, unless they're highly subsidized, because you can't. We have to be part of each other because that's what we are as a society, right? So anyway, that's tomorrow. Katy's tomorrow. Katy, about 60-70% of the people that show up in Katy speak mostly Spanish. On Thursday, we're in Vintage Park. Have you gone to Vintage Park?
I haven't been to that one.
Really? I thought you had. Okay, so Vintage Park is Thursday. Okay, guess where? Spring Creek Barbecue. Spring Creek Barbecue they have it down. They're smart. I mean, smarter than most restaurants I've seen, because the way they build their restaurants, they deliberately build a separate room. And although other restaurants have done that, I've seen that in many others. The rooms are really small, or they don't have good doors, so they're noisy, And Spring Creek Barbecue has that very, very well put together, So you don't have to worry about people outside, and there's a lot of privacy. So Spring Creek Thursday, and on Friday, what do we have on Friday? Friday morning we have new member orientation. So if you're a new member and you're listening, you won't get all the full benefit of this Chamber of Commerce unless you go to orientation. That's Friday morning, 8:45 to 10:15 at Benchmark Bank. Benchmark Bank is the bank where the Chamber does all its banking. If you want to know why, go to Benchmark Bank and open an account, and you'll see wonderful people, just great to do business with, really nice. And the fun part about them is that they're so sweet that they'll even call you if you're going to bounce a check.
Oh.
So who does that? Come on.
That's a good man.
Do you know how many times Bank of America just killed me on bounce checks? It's almost like they do it on purpose.
Well, it's time to switch to Benchmark.
Oh, I did. I mean, Bank of America, sorry, dude, but man, it killed me because you're in business and sometimes you have to float checks. You know, the techniques, right? Sometimes things happen. And Bank of America would not wait a weekend. You know, there's no float time. With them, the moment they get that check, they put it through. And if you bounce, but you have money later, they don't make amends. They just keep bouncing you and charging you. So anyway, Benchmark Bank is very different, and they're very helpful in that case. So not that we've done any of those things, because that I've long, changed that habit. But Benchmark does stay in close touch with me, and I think that's very valuable. For a bank, I think that's incredibly meaningful. So that's on Friday, Benchmark Bank Friday morning. Then for lunch, we have 2 lunch and learns. One lunch and learn is going to be about advertising. The other one's going to be about cyber security. That'll be Friday, and you can look at the website for that. So when we come back, we're going to talk more to Elizabeth Strauss. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. I'm Dr. Carlos Sanchez. Thank you for tuning in, and we will be right back.
Looking for a bilingual insurance company in the Montgomery County area? Since 2006, the Amell Agency is a family-owned insurance agency, and it all started with Leonard Amell. Now working with 3 full-time agents offering home, auto, life, and umbrella insurance, the Amell Agency works with you to provide the insurance you need. Whether it be for your business or personal needs, they put that need first. The Amell Agency of the Woodlands is open Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. Call today at 832-299-6640 or email them anytime at info@amellagency.com to answer any of your questions. For more information on location and inquiries, look up Amell Agency online at amellagency.com. The Amell Agency, Montgomery County's bilingual insurance agency.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
We're back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection Big Radio Show, a program that is for you. If you're a member of this organization, we want to feature you in this program because one of our most important points or tenets as an organization is your visibility. This is how we distinguish ourselves from other organizations that might have a similar sort of environment with networking and things like that. We make sure our members are seen and they're heard. We use all the platforms of social media that we can actually understand and get a hold of. And we do things like radio. And on this show, I don't know if you know this, Elizabeth, but you're also on television.
I saw the cameras.
So there's like a public access TV, and there's other radio, there's other open channels where you will be seen on TV by people, a lot of people. FM, it's also podcast, it goes to YouTube, so worldwide, basically. Right, and that's feeding exactly what we like to do as a Chamber of Commerce. Because one thing that I've also noticed about other organizations that are similar in nature, they have strong points, but not a lot of them worry about the visibility of their members. They mostly are visible to each other. And what happens is if you don't like some people, that's it. They're the only ones that that are going to be there, like the handyman or whatever. It's going to be that person. Not that we don't like our handyman guys. I'm joking, but you know what I mean. I just picked out a name. And so visibility matters. It matters to us that you are known everywhere that people tune in. So that's a big deal. Also, we talked about this earlier, in terms of your own development, your own education. When people join our Chamber of Commerce, we give them a survey and try to determine where they feel strong, where they feel not so strong, and things like presentation skills or commercials or things like that, because we have proprietary training for that. It's not something we took from another organization. We, much of it I authored myself, so I know it's not, it's not a knockoff, and plus I know it's effective. So we help our members get strong in that sense. Sales training, marketing, things like that. And finally, of course, connections, and that's another big deal, is that although other organizations do talk about making connections, not a lot of them, I don't know, I have belonged to several others, and so I don't want to knock them because I think they all have a good purpose. It's just sometimes connections you can make with are not as, I just keep it at that. Let's just go with, we do visibility, we do education, we do connections, and that's how we help our members with those three things. And so a big example of that is what we're doing today. Today, we have a wonderful person, entrepreneur, who started her business. She'll tell us when. But basically, I have a feeling that it had to do something when she was a child, a younger person. She saw her brother's bedroom. It was all unorganized, and she fixed it. And then she found that maybe it was a talent and said, okay, I'm just going to do this for a living. I'm not sure if that's your story, but we'll find out in a moment. This is Elizabeth Strauss, and she is with Bee Organized. It's a professional organization that helps people organize their space, whether it's their home, their office, etc. So let's start from scratch then, Elizabeth. Tell us your name and what is the purpose of Bee Organized, please?
My name is Elizabeth Strauss, and the purpose of Bee Organized is to drastically improve your life by helping you rid the unneeded and making your home a functioning environment.
So you mean it doesn't function when you have to climb over clothing and stuff like that?
It does not. It does. It's just, it's like trying to take a horse and buggy when you could have a Ferrari.
Ooh, okay. So Bee Organized, that was a question. Like, how did you get started with this? I mean, have you always been like really organized since you were a kid?
I have. I would get invited over to friends' house, and I would make them clean out their closets.
What?
Okay. Since about the ripe old age of the third grade, I've been making my friends get very organized. And a lot of times it's not always about being color-coded and, all of your hangers facing the right way. It's more about what doesn't need to be there so that we then can organize the things that do need to be there.
So you fix hangers so they face the same way?
If left alone, yes.
Okay, well, that might be, there's a reason for that, I'm sure. Is it efficiency or is it because it looks better?
Both, because if you only have to, turn your hangers to the left to find the shirt that you're looking for, that's better than trying to turn around, look the other way, maybe it's not even hung up.
Wow, okay, so, but half these guys, I mean, the younger people, how do you get involved there to make sure that they keep their hangers straight? Do you do even, well, let's back up. I'd like to do this, but what kind of services do you provide to people?
So we do in-home organization for families and law offices. I'm contracted to organize a batting cage coming up. We are really starting a special senior downsizing program for families that have been in the same home for 30, 40, maybe even 50 years, and it's time to transition to a senior community. And that is such a big job. I mean, where do you even start taking a 5,000 square foot home to 700 square feet? So I've recently partnered up with a mover so that we're able to have the actual movers come in and pack you. I help get the home downsized, and then we move you in and set you up in your new senior apartment. So instead of being really stressed out and exhausted from the process, you're excited and you get to start your new activities and meet your new neighbors.
Very good. So this is Elizabeth Strauss with the Bee Organized company. And so Elizabeth, okay. I just recently moved, and I know how stressful and how difficult it is to unclutter a home. We've had that home for 15 years. Mm-hmm. So we just, it was a 2,000 square foot, pretty large house, 4 bedrooms, et cetera, and just 2 of us. I can't imagine, how long does it take you to take care of a house, a big house with some of the seniors that you're working with?
Typically 1 week.
A whole 5 days.
5 days, that's it. About 40 hours.
Wow. But you're in there
8 to 5.
But you have to take apart the garage is I think the hardest one, because that's where we kept most of our our keepsakes and stuff, just because they didn't fit in the house. The bigger things. And so you get in there and you just clean the heck out of it.
We do.
Wow. Okay. So I was asking this earlier. How do you deal with teenagers in a house? Like let's say, for example, you come to my house and I have two teenagers, right? One is 15 and the other one's 17. And they have, of course, their attitude where, mountains of clothing is better than anything that can be done to clean it, right? So they know the difference between what's clean and what isn't. I don't know how they can tell. But it'd be terrible if they found out that they weren't wearing clean clothes at school. But it doesn't matter. How do you deal with that, though? Do you have any like maintenance programs?
I do. So teenagers are actually some of my favorites because a lot of times the parents have struggled to get these rooms cleaned out. And a lot of times you do have a lot of friction with family members. And so I get to come in as a fresh-faced person that I don't have skin in the game. I've never yelled at you about these items before. And we just get a fresh start. And a lot of time when the animosity is gone, a lot of work actually gets done. So I will even help your teens take the laundry down to the washer and get it started.
What? Okay.
It's important because a lot of times you can't begin anything else until you get all the dirty clothes started.
Sure. So, but is it all indoors, Elizabeth, or do anything outside also?
I do garages. I do a lot of attics, so it's technically indoors, but it's not a climate-controlled indoors.
Wow. So what do you do with the furry critters you might find?
Oh, I call a pest control service for that. No, that's
and we have several in the chamber who would love to
Yes.
hear, from you if you do run
we do.
into
Yes.
four-legged friends or not friends. Who knows?
Yeah.
So okay. So when people call you, is it generally because they're moving, or is it more because they see their home and they're frustrated and they think they need to just do something about it?
So that is a fantastic question. I get such a mix of everyone. I did have a client a couple weeks ago ask me what I thought was the most thoughtful question I've ever heard. And she said, what do all your clients really have in common? And I really had to think on that for a minute. And, sometimes life isn't always nice. You get a divorce, you lose a family member, a pet loss can sometimes be a big blow. Your kid goes off to college. Basically, you've had a lot of big life transitions kind of back to back, and they might not have been the most positive. And that's really when the house kind of gets put to the back burner.
Sure.
And then you get depressed about what's been going on, and then you get depressed about how your house looks, and the two sort of just feed into each other. So I am not here to tell you that organizing is a cure for depression, but I can tell you I've had so many people just legitimately thank me for the service that was provided in just lifting their mood and lifting their spirits.
So Elizabeth, it sounds like you also do almost like a therapeutic intervention from time to time. What's your academic background? Where'd you go to school?
So I went to Sam Houston State University, just a little bit north of here, and I got.
Do people whistle when they hear that, or what do they say?
You say, "Eat 'em up, cats."
Eat 'em up.
Gotta make a little bear paw and eat 'em up.
Is it a bear paw or a cat paw?
It's a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
A cat bear. Go ahead.
Cat bear. And I actually got a criminal justice degree with an emphasis in child abuse and neglect and family violence.
Okay.
So after I got the degree, I really quickly realized from volunteering in the battered women's shelter that I really wanted to help people, but in non-emergency type situations.
Sure. So non-crisis, not like
non-crisis.
Although this is a crisis, though,
For some people, it really is. But I didn't want to be in a position where I was removing children from households. There are special people out there, and they are not paid enough for what they do. But
hopefully
that was not going to be me.
They do it with tact and with love, but that is a very difficult thing.
Yes, yeah, it is. But I have always wanted a job where I can help people, and this really allows me to help people get their homes functioning again. This really allows me to help the right donation centers get the needed items. I'm really careful about what gets sorted to go where.
So how long have you guys been in business now?
A full year.
1 year.
1 year.
Very good. We're here with Elizabeth Strauss. She is the proprietor of Bee Organized. This is a company that helps you get organized no matter what environment you're in, whether it's your attic, your basement, your garage, your house, your office, anywhere that there's stuff, she can put it together so that it's color-coded and looks good and is efficient. When we come back from break, we're going to talk more to Elizabeth about details regarding what she does. So you can call in anytime. Email us. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez in the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show, and we will be right back.
Looking for a bilingual insurance company in the Montgomery County area? Since 2006, the Amell Agency is a family-owned insurance agency, and it all started with Leonard Amell. Now working with 3 full-time agents offering home, auto, life, and umbrella insurance, the Amell Agency works with you to provide the insurance you need. Whether it be for your business or personal needs, they put that need first. The Amell Agency of the Woodlands is open Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. Call today at 832-299-6640 or email them anytime at info@amellagency.com to answer any of your questions. For more information on location and inquiries, look up Amell Agency online at amellagency.com. The Amell Agency, Montgomery County's bilingual insurance agency.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Attention movie lovers, The Ticket Stub is a new radio show servicing Montgomery County that is meant for you. The Ticket Stub is available live every Thursday at noon on FM 104.5 and 106.1, as well as anytime on irlonestar.com. Connor and Dick will let you know what's coming out in the theater, what is worth streaming, and what's going on in the world of film. The Ticket Stub, your home for movie talk.
We're back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Our program is designed to help you be known, and all the different formats that it includes are too many to mention in this brief moment. But I can tell you this, if anything, when you are a part of this radio show, you organize your thoughts. You organize what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, and that helps you organize your business. And when you organize your business, in general, you end up organizing your life. And when that happens, everybody's happy, because confusion always leads to being frozen and overwhelmed and things like that. So that's one of the psychological benefits of organizing. And certainly we're talking to someone who knows a lot about that. Elizabeth Strauss is president, owner, proprietor of Bee Organized, a company that's dedicated to helping you and others, people out there, organize their space, whether it's an office or a home or a bedroom. Or do you guys do small, just like pieces of a house, Elizabeth? Or?
Yeah, I'll do anything from a single closet to a playroom to your attic through your garage.
Wow. Okay. And we said already that you don't handle the critters that might be living in the attic.
Nope.
So if there's a party in the attic and you weren't invited, guys, get a pest control guy in there first. Get rid of those raccoons if you have any. Now those pesky raccoons, I mean, they're tough. They're tough to deal with because they don't like being moved.
No.
And well, I won't. I used to live in Spring in a home, a big home, an older home. And I remember one day we were sleeping, my wife and I, and you could hear this huge noise right above us. You knew it was in the attic, but it sounded like a person. So it was the scariest thing, right? Because it was dark, it was nighttime. And she gets up and she hands me a stick. Well, one of those, it's a hanger rod, but it was a thick wooden one. And she goes, "Here, go get him." I'm like, "No, you're out of your mind. I'm sorry, honey, I love you, but I'm not going there." So the next day we called the pest control guy. We had 6 raccoons up there.
Oh my gosh.
There was a mom and a whole bunch of babies.
Yeah.
And they were big. The mom was big. They were able to trap them like in 2 or 3 days. It took them.
Oh my gosh.
Because they weren't happy to be removed because it was cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So if that's the situation in your home, guys, you first have to get rid of those pests or those raccoons or those animals, and make sure then that Elizabeth can work in a clean environment. So, Elizabeth, tell us, what are the services specifically that you provide? I mean, just list them out. What kind of things do you do?
So we help with senior downsizing.
Senior downsizing.
Mm-hmm. It's the technical term is senior relocating.
It sounds like a real niche sort of.
It is.
That's awesome.
It is.
That's very good.
And we love our seniors, so we're really happy to go in and help them make it a fun transition instead of a really stressful
So
one.
do you work with senior homes and senior facilities like Ella Springs, that one of our members, and we have several other members like that.
Yes, yeah.
So they receive the seniors, but somebody helps them actually fix their homes before they do.
Well, a lot of times they're ready to move in and make that downsize, and they'll come and put a deposit, but then they'll take their deposit back because they'll go home and look around and think, well, I don't even know where to get started.
It's such an emotional thing.
It is. So to really help them, we're not really there to market our service to the communities. We're just saying, hey, we exist, and if you're having a hard time getting residents in and they don't know how to start, we're really here to help them with that. Just either just the downsize or, packing and selling the house and getting everything out.
So you work also maybe, with people like realtors and movers and
I do.
senior homes.
Yeah, I love realtors. I love to help people. A lot of times when you are getting ready to move, you're on such a time crunch anyway. You're going to throw a bunch of crap in boxes and move it, and it's going to cost you more money. You're going to need a bigger truck, more time with the movers, more packing material.
And there's nothing worse than unpacking a box of crap.
Just crap. So why do it,
I've done that. Yeah. Like, this is the stuff that was in the bottom of the pile, and I'm opening it first. What's going on? It's just me and my organizational skills. So that's one thing. Working with seniors is a pretty important part of your business.
It is.
Who else do you work with?
Families on the move. Anybody that's sort of in a life transition, whether you've just added a new family member by, welcoming a baby, that's a really overwhelming. You're tired, your hands are full, your whole life is turned upside down. I love to help people who have, had their kids go off to college. What do we do with this space now? I love to help people moving in, moving out. I do a lot of unpacks for move-ins. You're like, well, I already moved this crap, I might as well just keep it. Nope, that's not really the right mindset. And I just help people who've been in the home for a long time.
So how do you help people then? How do you help them get rid of stuff that they don't, and I'm going back to when I moved. Even broken stuff, my wife, well, we're not getting rid of this. It's half a blender, or whatever. This stuff that doesn't, somebody has to be able to tell her, it can't be me because I'm already at the frustration point of, I've seen this thing for 5 years. You're not fixing it. It's not working. Why do we have it? How do you help them get rid of that stuff?
So I just ask a lot of people want me to be really mean to them and just, tell them, well, all this crap needs to go.
Yeah,
well,
get rid of it.
Even if you think you're ready for that conversation to have somebody tell you that, you're going to shut down the second
No
someone
question.
opens their
Agreed.
mouth
I
and
would do that.
tells you to do that. So what I do is I just try and help people come to the right decision on their own. I ask a lot of questions like, well, how long has this been broken? What attempts have you made to fix it? How much would a new one cost? Is this worth putting into this box and moving into your new place? I just try and help you make the right decisions.
There's another thing too. Okay, so let's say the seniors that you help have a big home, 3 or 4 bedroom home, and they're going into a 700-foot apartment or a dwelling like that. They have to make decisions, like really important decisions. But things like even heirlooms, this stuff, do you help them put off garage sales or anything like that? I mean, what kind of help do you provide someone that has too much stuff?
So we can help you list things on Facebook Marketplace or Woodlands Online. Unfortunately, in the Woodlands, they do have a very strict no garage sale policy.
I know.
I do have an estate sale team that can come in and help you if you want to have an estate sale at your home.
So they allow estate sales, but not garage sales.
Not garage sales. And then I do even have someone that will come in and just make you a cash offer on some of your things. And almost like a consignment, yes.
Well, but you got a guy then that can actually show up and say, okay, I'll take this, and this. Even if they don't pay you as much as you might think, because that happens a lot, right?
It does.
You buy furniture for $10,000 and you think, okay, I can get at least 5. Like, no, they'll give you 500 maybe.
But that way it walks out of the home and it walks out of your life. And sometimes 500 instead of $5,000 is worth the peace of mind to just have it let go. So I'm really just here to help you talk through some of those tougher decisions and provide the right resources.
So you can help people with that. I mean, it's not just you going to a home and boxing up stuff and saying, okay, get out of my way, I'm moving you.
Yep.
Okay. So that's the moving service, right? And the transition and everything. So do you provide educational services as well? I mean, do you speak to groups sometimes and stuff like that?
I absolutely do, yes. I have been contracted by a couple title companies, one in the Woodlands and one in Katy, and I teach organizing classes for realtors, how to organize their home office, their brokerage office, even their vehicles, and how organizing can really help them grow their business.
Vehicles? What do you mean vehicles?
When you take clients around to look at houses, you don't want to have old McDonald's bags in the back seat or, a sickeningly sweet air freshener going in your car. Just better ways to keep, when you're a realtor, you travel with a lot of documents too, better ways to keep mobile organization where it's not really like a file drawer, that you can have in your office. It's something that has to have a handle to be picked up and taken with you.
Okay. Yeah, because, for a little while, I'm not proud of this, but for a little while, I was driving around and my car smelled a lot like citrus, like oranges, you know. And I would open the car and it started smelling like bad orange, but I couldn't see anything, right? I mean, there was nothing in the seats, right? So there was nothing visible until one day I hit the brakes really hard, and 2 black oranges came out from underneath the seats. Okay, obviously I didn't have anybody help me organize my car or anything like that, but that would be something you would capture hopefully at the beginning, that you would smell something and help them.
Yes. Yeah.
So because no matter what I would put in the car, Lysol or whatever, it still smelled funny. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's organizing cars. Then you can help them with that.
I organize cars.
Okay, all right. So we have offices. Offices. I mean, even you said some real estate agents, some people in real estate, you help them organize their offices. But what about guys like we have a guy in our chamber who's a roofer, and you know he's not organized. He's just all messed up. You know, he's the kind of guy that you would walk into his office and help him get things organized.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, what happens though when somebody's used to, like, they'll tell you, I know where everything is. It's all everywhere, but I know where it is.
Well, if that's the case and that's what's working for them, I don't want to change that for anyone. I don't want to come in and put in a system that isn't going to work for you. I think what really makes my service special is that I custom tailor organizing to you. So if you're not much of a filer, I'm not going to set you up a filing system.
Okay.
If you're a piler, I'm going to help you make those piles easier for other people to come in and look through.
So if I use a pilot system, it's okay?
It is okay to be a piler as long as it's working for you. It's when it's not working and you're frustrated, that's when it's time for someone else.
And that's when they would call you in, right? Okay. So let's just say then we have 400 members. We have, I don't know, a couple hundred people listening to us right now. Who's your ideal person to work with?
My seniors, I just love them. I want to help anyone who's struggling with a move to get significantly downsized. Anyone that's just not comfortable in their house. If you open a door and you immediately just want to turn your head and close it because it's just driving you crazy, that's who I want to help.
Okay. So okay. So that's pretty good. Especially if you guys know anyone for our listeners who is in a situation where they either hoard things or their home is just really upside down. There's just so much disorganization. There could be a lot of reasons for that. But organizing it and getting it fixed up and cleaning it up and everything else is exactly what Elizabeth is specialized in. And she can also deal with some of them, maybe not all of them, but some of the psychological aspects of all that too. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening and you have any kind of a question or any kind of a need for those services, give Elizabeth a call directly at 281-460-6534. 460-6534. Be organized. When we come back, we'll talk more to Elizabeth Strauss with Be Organized about more of her services and more of the things that she's doing and what she's doing for the future. So please stay with us. We will be right back.
Looking for a bilingual insurance company in the Montgomery County area? Since 2006, the Amell Agency is a family-owned insurance agency, and it all started with Leonard Amell. Now working with 3 full-time agents offering home, auto, life, and umbrella insurance, the Amell Agency works with you to provide the insurance you need. Whether it be for your business or personal needs, they put that need first. The Amell Agency of the Woodlands is open Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. Call today at 832-299-6640 or email them anytime at info@amellagency.com to answer any of your questions. For more information on location and inquiries, look up Amell Agency online at amellagency.com. The Amell Agency, Montgomery County's bilingual insurance agency.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
We're back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. We're here with Elizabeth Strauss. Elizabeth is proprietor of Bee Organized. It's a company that helps you and your loved ones get organized, especially your elder folks who are moving out, who are doing something with their home, downsizing, etc. She is a specialist in organizing those spaces. But something people don't know about Elizabeth is that she speaks Spanish fluently. Where did you learn Spanish, Elizabeth?
I got to live in Cuernavaca for a summer. My mom went to do a college program there, and we stayed with a family. And
That was enough?
It was a big summer there, and I picked up a lot of Spanish, and I worked in a lot of restaurants.
You probably know all the bad words then, huh?
I know a couple bad words in
There you go.
Spanish. You might have to beat me coming up.
She knows what to say, guys, so be careful. Something else that people don't know about you, Elizabeth. I mean, you're recently married. How long have you been married now?
Oh, we're actually about to celebrate our 8th year.
Hey, so it's not recent at all. You guys just look like it. I mean, because every time we see you and your husband together, I mean, you seem like a newlywed couple. You guys look, really in harmony. So
Well, thank you. He is a perfect partner for me, and I love him to bits.
very good. Well, that better be. Anyway, all right. And something else that I thought was interesting, Elizabeth, is you've had a dog, rescue dog, for a couple of years now. Tell us about that dog.
So we recently, he was a twice rejected shelter dog. He was dropped off.
How do you reject a shelter dog?
I mean, I don't know.
Makes no
And
sense.
this one, too, it just blows my mind. So he was dropped off. Someone adopted him for 4 days and brought him back, said he was just not a good fit for them. And I swooped in and took him to some Petco classes, and he recently just got his canine good citizenship through the AKC. And on Saturday, we're going to go for an evaluation with Therapy Pet Pals of Texas, where we will get to go at least twice a month to senior communities to bring friendship and socialization with the dog and myself.
So who's being socialized, the dog or the seniors?
The seniors,
Of course.
one of my favorite things about people is what makes people happy. And of all the research I've done, it really boils down to strong social bonds. And when you lose those, especially if you're in a senior community and you're not able to get out and socialize as much, it can be really detrimental.
Well, the same thing happens with divorce.
Yes.
Is that, if you lose the friends as part of the splitting of things, so the spouse gets all the friends and you get no friends, then that's it.
Yeah, it's a really lonely place, and I want to help alleviate some loneliness and hopefully bringing in a big brown dog that smiles and my smiling face.
He smiles?
He smiles.
Ooh,
He's
okay.
delightful. It's not a scary one. It's a happy
Do you have
smile.
pictures of that smiling
I
dog
sure
of yours?
do.
Maybe he's on your website. What's your website anyway?
Currently, it's beeorganizedpro.com, and we will be
Change?
keeping that domain when we update the name this evening to help forward to the new website.
Okay, so beeorganized.com?
Beeorganizedpro.com.
Beeorganized
PRO,
Pro.
like professional.
Yes, okay, all right. But that's going to be forwarded later to the new and
To the
improved
new website.
website. And do you guys have that done already, the website, the new one?
It's being worked on.
Okay, yeah, well, but this is how fluid business is. And
It is.
we have to be always, as small business owners, flexible and ready to make the moves we have to make to be successful. Because, when we start acting as though we're a big box or a big company, a big conglomerate, that's when we start to spend all money that we don't have, and we start making a lot of mistakes because we're not a big company, And I have a lot of members in our chamber who sometimes think that way. They want to spend a lot of money on direct mail or stuff that in general doesn't really work for small business. So this is good then. Okay. So tonight, tell us about tonight again.
Tonight we are having our ribbon cutting at the Hispanic Chamber offices. Carlos has been so generous to open that up for us. It starts at 5:30. I think we'll cut the ribbon at around 6:15. And we'll get to talk about the new name of the company, introduce my new partner, and enjoy some snacks and networking with each other.
So you're going to have beverages too?
I have all kinds of beverages coming.
All kinds of beverages?
Yes.
So there'll be everything from water to virgin margaritas?
Yes.
Okay. Let's
Yes.
go with that.
Yeah.
All right. So the big idea here is for our members and for our listeners, guys, this is an invitation to all of you to support members of this Chamber of Commerce and to help one another be successful. And that's how we do it, because a ribbon cutting is one of the most important functions a business can have. It's something people don't forget because it's a party done in honor of a business, and that's why we're so proud of the fact that we have great ribbon cuttings in our chamber, because we do. Whenever somebody becomes an ambassador or becomes a member of our organization, in orientation is we really let them know. It doesn't matter to me whether or not you attend events. That's up to you. But it does matter if you attend ribbon cuttings, because that's a party, you know. And the scary thing about a party is two things. One, will they show up? And two, will they eat? Will they like my salad or my fruit salad or whatever? I mean, no, those are the two.
It is, yeah. You hate to throw a big party and hold the door open for no one.
Well, there'll be people. We already know that there's going to be plenty of folks. But that's the idea, though. If you're listening, and if you don't have, and I know you have a lot of better things to do, but if you have some time, please stop by the office at about 6 o'clock when we'll be cutting the ribbon. And it's not really a ribbon; it's a banner. And you've seen them, right? I think that they're wonderful representations of business. You know, the way Angela Schimmels does it with the Miss 360, truly, to me, it really shows something different. Because I've seen, and I used to use 1-inch ribbon that I would buy at Walmart, you know, with these gigantic scissors, and it looks weird. So with the banners we have now, I think that they're really emblematic. They look really good.
She does such beautiful work, from her amazing vehicle wraps to the wonderful ribbons that she provides. They photograph well. They're bright red. They're the perfect color.
And you're wearing red today too? Is that on purpose?
No.
Or is that because today's the last day to vote?
It was because I was eating barbecue for lunch, and I thought if I got some sauce down the front, it wouldn't be, as noticeable as the white dress.
And all right, so let me ask you another question about you just in general. When you go on vacation, are you this organized too? I mean, do you stay organized during vacation?
Sometimes, if we're going to be in the same spot for a couple days, it's nice to let your hair down and, maybe leave a dirty sock on the floor,
Okay.
I don't spread out too bad, but it's nice to, have a day to let your hair down.
Do you actually allow the maid in the hotel to clean your room, or do you clean it? Do you pre-clean it?
Heck no. I'm on vacation. I work really hard so I can relax really hard.
Okay. Right. And so we were asking also, you were telling us that you're going to introduce a business partner.
Yes.
Do you have other staff that works with you sometimes that
I do. I have a Sydney. She's our operations manager, and she has made my life wonderful. She's been such a fantastic addition to the team, and I'm just lucky that I have a Sydney.
A Sydney?
A Sydney.
Is it a Sydney? Is that...
Her name is Sydney.
Okay. So, and basically what does she do?
She will set appointments for me. She replies to email inquiries. She manages all of my business social media for me. She sends out invoices. She's just my jack of all trades. She's amazing.
And so where'd you get this Sydney of yours?
So one of my favorite places to drop donations is something special. It's the Woodlands Battered Women's Center. And I was dropping off kind of in a hurry one morning. And I was tired. When you do it all yourself, you'll work an 8-hour day. You'll come home. You'll work on the computer for 2-3 hours. You're exhausted. It's a lot to run a business. And I was telling one of the gentlemen that was helping me unload my car, man, I'm so ready for some help. I thought owning your own business, you'd set your own schedule. And, I would never choose to work 15-hour days. I said, I'm just ready for the right person. And she kind of overheard and oversaw this conversation and took it upon herself to send me an email, said, hey, I saw this need of yours, and I'd love to help if you're interested. And I think I didn't even wait like 2 days before I interviewed her. I was so ready to bring her on, and it's been
her on the spot.
Best choice. She has just been.
So how long has she been with you now?
Since November.
That's what, 4 months? Something like that? Very good. All right, so another question, Elizabeth. Where else you network with the Chamber of Commerce, but where else do you network? Who like that name tag you're wearing right now is from an organization, the BNI, isn't it?
No, this one isn't. I would not put the BNI name tag on, but I am in a BNI chapter. Right. I'm with Go Getters. We meet Wednesday mornings at 7:30 at Luby's, and they're a fantastic group. I love my chapter. I'm with a fantastic realtor. The gentleman that made my tag is Kevin with Signville.
Signville.
That's where I met Miss Mary Anderson with Paychecks, who does my payroll. It's where we have our amazing lender, Derek Taylor, with Guild Mortgage.
Okay, don't need the whole list.
Yeah,
They're nice people.
But I have good people.
But that's Wednesday morning.
That's Wednesday morning.
So what do you do on Thursday afternoons?
Thursday afternoons, if I'm not working, I might be taking a nap.
I thought you belong to another group on Thursdays. No?
Thursdays.
That doesn't matter. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't.
But you network with BNI, obviously, with the chamber. Any other organizations you network with?
I'm considering NIA. I love Stacy and I love her groups. I checked out a lot when I first started, but it's with the number of events that Hispanic Chamber offers and with BNI's attendance policy, I feel like that's a lot.
Sure. Well, and you have to pay for what you expect, and hopefully, the organizations that promise will deliver on those promises, So I do know that BNI is pretty good about being accountable. And so hopefully that pans out. So, okay. So tell us anything else that you'd like to say that you haven't been able to say during all this time. Elizabeth, is there anything else that you'd like, maybe an open invitation to your meeting tonight, to your big, giant party?
Absolutely, yes. I would, my biggest fear in life when throwing a party is that I haven't bought enough food. So if y'all could surpass my expectations and make me order a pizza, that would be a really just special night. I want to pack out the chamber so much that Dr. Carlos has to back 10 feet out of the front doors to take the picture.
We've done that before. So guys, you heard it here first. Show up. It's a big deal to us. Make sure you show up to the best you can. We expect you, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you for being on the program, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr.
So, guys, if you want to call Elizabeth directly, you can do that by calling 281-460-6534. Her website right now will not be mentioned. Well, beorganizedpro.com. Will change at some point, but that's coming up tonight. We have a big unveiling of a new name, and we're excited about that. So thanks again for being on the program. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show saying thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys again next week. Goodbye.
Thank you for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. Don't forget to check out this show and many others across the Lone Star Community Radio Network, either live on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the Lone Star Internet Radio app, or irlonestar.com's live audio stream, and on replay on podcast, Channel 12's Our City TV in Conroe, or Channel 21 KVQT in Houston, and of course their YouTube channel. This production is copyrighted and all rights are reserved by Lone Star Community Radio. Have a question regarding this program or other Lone Star Community Radio shows? Want to sponsor or start your own show? Call the station message line at 936-647-3776 or email the station at lscrstudios@gmail.com.